Hi, I'm Jessica from Jessica Wanders, and this is everything that came out of the garden in mostly July. This is my How Much Food Can I Grow challenge, where I record how much food comes out of my garden throughout the year. I live in British Columbia, in the central British Columbia. I'm in zone 6. Our last frost date in the spring is May 4th, Cinco de Mayo. And our first frost date in the fall is October 4th. So that's our growing season. Well, you can grow after the frost and before the frost, but those are our frost dates. This year I didn't plant very much. We have some house projects going on and we're going away. So it's pretty quiet garden season, but I'm still keeping track of everything that's coming out, which is fun. Yeah. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to see more videos from me or check out the join button for other ways to support my channel. Stay tuned for the end and I'll show you sort of what the garden is like now, because it starts at the beginning of the month and goes till just after the end of July. So we'll see how it's doing. Let's see what I was pulling out of the garden this month. This rain is killing me. Ugh. Look, there's rain. So much rain. There's Crow. I know. Hello. Look at the rain. Look at the rain. Rain. So much rain all the time. It's just, ugh. Anybody else get really tired when the barometric pressure drops? That's me. We are heading into a heat wave. Squashes have done really well. We've had some more rain, some more crazy rain, and then now it's going to get really, really hot. I am going to pull out the lettuces, what's still growing in here. I got radishes coming up again. I've got some spinach in here. We'll take the baby spinach out of this. This is cilantro falling over into my spinach. But yeah, some of the spinaches came up. We'll get another little crop of baby spinaches I have to weed. It's just been so wet. I planted basil. There's some basil coming up, but also a lot of weeds. The blueberries are coming. I have to do a last pick of the strawberries, kind of. I don't even know if there's that many left in here, but the blueberries are coming along. Finally, the tomatoes are starting to grow. Today we're going to pull out the garlic. Carrots are amazing too. The peppers are looking like they're kind of perking up a little bit. And the cabbages. Don't they look gorgeous though? We did replant the corn because we had some come up and some didn't come up, but the very small ones that we replanted and filled in look like they're coming up too. The peppers are just so stunted this year just because we've had so much rain, but they are starting to get flowers on them. Hopefully eventually they'll make some peppers. The green onions and the leeks look good, and these actual onions are looking pretty healthy. I'm going to pull out the rest of the turnips. The kohlrabi looks like it is starting to form balls, which is nice. Oh, there's a good one. Yeah, the kohlrabi are looking good too. Coleslaw time. Some good ones. And then this mess, I got to get those seeds out of there. Chop that chive plant back. There's raspberries to pick. Horseradish is doing well. And then I still haven't planted beans. These early raspberries that we haven't really been picking are super duper ripe. So we'll get some of those off too. Nom. I don't know what's gonna happen. The pear tree, I did try and prune it pretty well this year and it didn't even flower. I don't know what happened. It didn't flower. It doesn't have a pear on it anywhere. So I was hoping that this would be our tree for fruit this year, and I don't think it's going to be. Unfortunately, we do have some apples on one of our apple trees though. We have some broccoli, making really wide open broccoli heads, not very tight, unfortunately. My pea plants are making some peas, but they're not very big or full yet. But look, we have peas in there. This second crop of potatoes that I planted is doing really well. I really like it. I'm going to save these ones. I don't know what happened to any of the beets that I planted, but I'm going to plant them again because nothing came up. Oh, there's a couple down there. There's like 3 beets maybe in this whole row. That this one looks like it's getting eaten. And there's nothing else. Like, I'll have to plant them again. There are some amazing turnips in here, and that's not even the biggest of them. There are some big turnips in here, and that's not even the biggest of them. I'm gonna pull all these. Look at this big one. All these turnips. This is like a giant pile of turnips. All the turnips. It's a bumper turnip crop year, and it's gonna get hot, so I gotta get them out of the ground. This is a whole lot of turnips from the garden. I'm gonna wash them up and then weigh them. All right, let's see how many turnips we have. There's some really big ones in there. Looks like 6 pounds, 10, 11 ounces. And another big bowl of big giant turnips. Looks like 8 pounds, 1 ounce. Pulled a bunch of lettuce out of the garden. It's actually doing okay. I thought it might be a little bit bitter, but it tastes just fine. So we washed up some and brought it in for salads and stuff. And it looks like it made about 13 ounces. Today I am going to try to find some carrots because I'm making soup, and I think there are some in here that aren't too bad of a size. Just small ones. I don't think they're ready. Ah, see? There's some carrots in there. I thought it was going to be a big carrot, but it didn't turn out to be very big. That's a little bit disappointing. Let's see what else I can find. Well, what does this one look like? It's not that big. I just need a couple carrots. Just a couple of carrots. Wow, it's a few carrots anyways. Let's go weigh them up and throw them in a soup or something. Okay, I got a few carrots. I'm gonna zero this bowl. Just a few. The first carrots out of the garden, 2, 4, 6, 7 ounces. I wonder what carrots are going for right now. Oh, it's going about $1.74 a pound. But 7 ounces so far of carrots. More lettuce out of the garden. Zeroed that bowl. That is 3.4 ounces of lettuce. We are pulling the last of the lettuce out of the garden. This is all the other mixed leaf lettuce. 1 pound, 4 ounces. Then we got some really big kind of romaines. We might do up a Caesar salad. And that is just 2, 4, 5 ounces. I picked a few blueberries off the blueberry bushes outside. They're pretty small, but 2.7 ounces of blueberries. Okay, my broccoli did not do well. I do have some little ones down here that maybe are doing okay. All right, I pulled out all of the peas. It's got quite a few really quickly that have good sized peas, and then I've got these dried ones that I'll probably save for seeds. There's all the peas. All the peas. I'm gonna shell the peas. This is not the most peas I've ever had, but it is some peas. I'm actually pretty impressed with how many I ended up getting. Let's see how much we have. Not bad. 2 pounds, 8 ounces. 2 pounds, 8 ounces. I also have a bunch that were really in dried kind of cases, and they look sort of yellow, like they're drying out. I'm gonna leave these to dry out in our crazy hot weather that we're gonna have. Some of them are really dried, like a lot. And I'll use these as seeds next year. I'm still gonna weigh them, see how much more we got. 6 ounces, 2 pounds 8 ounces, and 6 ounces, 2 pounds 14 ounces of peas. All right, I waited until my garlic stalks were completely dry, and I've gathered up these. I'm just kind of peeling off the very outer layers of the garlic. Cut off these rooty bits. This is sort of the only work that really garlic requires. I planted these last November. They just kind of grow all year until they're ready. You get those lovely garlic scapes off of them in the spring, and then they just kind of keep growing until like 2 of their leaves die back, and then I pull them up. These ones are pretty good. I've been planting the same garlic in my garden for, oh, I don't know, like 5 years or something. Don't take off too much of it. It was really hot, so I'm worried about how well these ones will store. I might, later on when I'm not so busy, break them up into their cloves and then freeze them sooner than I normally would, just because it's been so hot. But there they are, they're quite big. I'm gonna go through this whole pile, kind of clean them up till I have a bunch of garlic. I always have a bunch of garlic. There we go. And then we'll weigh it. 7 pounds 8 ounces of garlic. That's a lot of garlic. I'll set these ones aside. They look like they're kind of open, and we'll use those up first. Pulling out some of these white onions, very sweet white onions from the garden, just used for eating. And I have 2 pounds 4 ounces of that. And then 2.1 ounces of the first jalapenos that are coming out of the garden. 2.1 ounces. Nice jalapenos. 2.1 ounces of jalapenos. Also picked some, banana peppers. Banana peppers out of the garden. The peppers are looking pretty good now that it's warmed up. And I have just a little bit, I forgot to weigh, 1 ounce of banana pepper. 1 ounce of banana pepper. Yum, yum, yum. Got some more blueberries off the blueberry bushes. Just little blueberries this year. The blueberry bushes look pretty fragile and like they're suffering. I don't know. .4 ounces. Today I'm just grabbing a few things out of the garden. I'm gonna make up some red lentil dal. So I've got an onion, 1 white onion, 6 ounces. I have this banana pepper, which isn't quite yellow yet, but I want a pepper. I need a pepper for this dal, and it's 0.7 ounces. I bought a couple of tomatoes that actually turned out to be cherry tomatoes, and I didn't even know. I didn't know they were cherry tomatoes. It was interesting, but they're really the first tomatoes that we have growing in the garden. And they're kind of cute, and they're pretty yummy, so I'm happy about it. They're doing really well. I don't even know what kind they were. I'll have to check. I thought they were more indeterminate tomatoes, but they turned out to be bushy and cherry tomatoes. 6.4 ounces. We pulled all the cabbages, and I don't know where the video went, but we got 24 pounds of cabbage and 20 ounces total. Red cabbages. 7 pounds, 6 ounces. 4 pounds, 6 ounces. 7 pounds. 7 pounds, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. My cabbages were a little smaller. We got 23 pounds and 7 ounces. And they're pricier at the store. $1.79 a pound The green ones are only 97 cents a pound, so they're kind of maybe worth growing a little bit more. I have 3 lovely giant patty pan squashes that I picked too late. They're nice when they're a little tiny, but I might stuff these. It might be okay, but that's what we got. Look at how dark, dark, dark green they are. Sometimes I like the yellow ones, or the really light green ones, but these are the ones that we have this year. We'll weigh them up. 4-pound patty pan. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. 1 pound, 10 ounces. Patty pans. I can't find any patty pan at the grocery store, but I did find zucchini, yellow zucchini for $2.99 a pound. So we'll use that. This is how many very large green onion type things we got out of the garden, and we're going away. So I am probably going to chop them all up and freeze them. But first we have to weigh them, and there's really a lot of them. I chopped off most of the green ends. You could definitely take those, maybe wash them, dry them, and use them as a green powder. So I'm just gonna weigh these up, slice them, and throw them in the freezer. But these are beautiful. They're actually very, very beautiful this year. They turned out really well. There's the giantest green onions. I don't know how to grow those little ones, but I get these giant ones. 6 pounds, 4 ounces. How many more? They're gonna be so great for throwing in soups, frying up pierogies, whatever you want to use them for. So that's all the rest of them. 4 pounds, 2 ounces. Green onions. My long English cucumbers did nothing. I've got all these pickling cucumbers that I'm not picking, and they're getting really big, but I think I can still use them for salad. They're still cucumbers. So I might do something with them, with my cherry tomatoes and these cucumbers. But yeah, they're getting way too big and I'm not using them. So there they are, cucumbers. Pickling cucumbers that I should be making pickles out of. We've got 2 pounds or 5 ounces. I have a collection of things to add to the cucumbers that I picked so that we can put together a Greek salad for some lunch today. I've got a couple of white onions, 8.2 ounces. Some green peppers, maybe a bit early for them, but they'll still be tasty. 7.4 ounces of green peppers. And 6.6 ounces of some more cherry tomatoes. 6.6 ounces. All right, I did manage to get the basil picked before we left. I think with this first basil, I'm just gonna clean it all up and lay it all out and let it dry. And then if we get another crop of basil, I'll make pesto. This is there's only 5 ounces. How is that possible? It doesn't weigh very much, clearly. 5 ounces, it was definitely zeroed for this bowl, right? Same bowl. Yep, it's zeroed, okay. Zeroed, let's just dump it in there, make sure. Maybe 6 ounces. 2, 4, 6 ounces of basil, fresh basil. You could make pesto with this. I really want to make pesto with it when I see bunches of basil. That's what I want to do first, but I'm going to pick it all apart and then lay it out to dry. 6 ounces of basil. So that's it. That's the end of July and we're taking off. I'm going to give you a quick little garden tour of things that are working and things that are not working at all. Look at this beautiful thing that I did. I wanted to grow squashes up this dead cherry tree. It's definitely working out. Look, they're definitely growing up the tree. Huh? Look at it. It's so cool. So I'm hoping that when we get back, there'll be more further up the tree. We are going away, and actually the garden looks like a disaster. It's really quite a disaster. What are you gonna do? But hopefully we have my favorite thing. Hopefully we have my favorite thing and a lot of squashes when we get back. So we'll see. We'll see. It's just been crazy. Renovation, noisy. Look at it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Them squashes. I'm hoping to have squashes hanging off these branches. It'll be something. It'll be something interesting to see. So lots of stuff isn't working. We've just had weather that's sort of really, really, really hot, and then really, really, really rainy. So you know, these radishes, I was thinking that it was bad, but the radishes just went to seed is all. So when I get back, they should be all dried out and I'll have some new radish seeds. That's okay. I might pick this basil and leave it to dry before we leave. We didn't build the trellis. We were supposed to be building the trellis for these grapevines. The leeks are flowering and I don't know why. Over there, there's some beans. Way over there, there's some beans. It might be okay by the time we get back. The horseradish looks good. I pulled the turnips and the green onions. We'll pull the whatever peppers there are on there. Maybe carrots. The corn is definitely dying. The corn is crazy. I didn't pull the kohlrabi. Look, I don't even know why these leeks are flowering. They're supposed to be first year leeks, but because I think we've had warm weather and then cold weather, warm weather and then cold weather, it's really confused a lot of things. There are a bunch, those are hot Hungarian waxes. They're coming along, and we do have a lot of green peppers, which actually will do fine for a couple of weeks while we're away. And they'll just kind of get hotter. More lovely green peppers are doing okay. But look, this corn, totally sad looking. As it goes that way, it gets a little bit better, but it just looks so destitute. And honestly, we're watering it like crazy. Some of my carrots are sprouting. Those are my saved seeds, so that makes sense, but some of them aren't sprouting, so there should be some carrots coming, and I will save seeds from my carrots for next year. And then we have tomatoes. The cucumbers are horrible. I tried some cucumbers and they just taste so bitter. I know that they're pickling cucumbers, but they were even worse than I would expect them to be when we tried to eat them. So I don't know. It's kind of a horrible, kind of did horribly. And my other ones, the long English, they all died, and I heard that from a few neighbors around us that they all died. The squirrel's coming and eating our cherry tomatoes. So he can have a feast while we're gone, and then I don't know, we'll see whatever's left when we get back, just in a couple of weeks. There are growing lots of tomatoes. We might pull these potatoes out today before we leave, because these ones are done, but those ones are still growing. The broccoli immediately went to seed, so there it is. The bees are loving it, so I've just been leaving it. And then we have had a couple of giant patty pans. I'm sure when we get back, it'll be a patty pan nightmare. And then there's a few beets, maybe. So it's like our least productive garden. Been a bit crazy, just with the house renovations and everything. And then planning on going away on vacation. It's been kind of nuts, and we haven't really been into the garden. I have eaten some stuff, some turnips, and I did freeze all of the green onions so I can use them later. And yeah, there's just been other things going on, so we'll leave it. It's probably my least producing garden sort of that I've ever done. Maybe we'll get a bunch of squash from that squash climbing up the tree. It looks so cool. Yeah, so I'll try to do some videos. I don't think so. I keep trying to say that I'll do videos when I'm on the cruise ship, but they're upload and download. Wi-Fi is really bad, but I'll take some footage and hopefully share it when I get back. Maybe I'll do some little shorts or something, or pictures on Instagram if you follow me there. I'm not the best Instagrammer, but I could try to upload some video or just some pictures of our trip if I get a chance. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys are all doing well with your gardens. I've seen the weather has been weird everywhere. Early hurricanes and then hot and cold. I think it's the variable weather that's causing a problem, like really, really hot and then really, really cold and then rainy and then warm again. So it's affecting the garden for sure this year. But I hope you guys are all hanging in there, hanging in there in the garden season. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I think I'm going to have lots of potatoes when I get back, and probably lots of squash, and probably a bucket load of tomatoes too. And maybe some green beans, as well. I'll try to get this video up. If not, it'll be a part 1, part 2 when I get back, if it takes me that long to edit it. And yeah, enjoy your summer. I'm going to go away for a couple weeks and I'll try to share it as best I can with you guys. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye. I realized I didn't actually tally up all of the totals, which is what I normally do at the end, but I was kind of in a pinch to get this uploaded, so we'll have to go over the totals from the garden for July in the August. Maybe I'll do an August one at the end of August, and I'll have to tally those up before I start adding other things to it as well, which I will do. Or you guys could try and total it up yourselves if you like. You can do it. You can do it if you like and total up where we're at so far at the end of July. If anybody wants to do it, and let me know, you can do that. I just didn't have time and I didn't get it done, so there you go.